Hello dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are fit and fine. I am Miss Kanchan and today I am welcoming you all in our English class. And today we are going to revise the poem. The name of the poem is The Old Owl. So, let's start.
The Old Owl. There is a wise old owl with a pointed nose and pointed ears and claws for his toes. He sits in a tree and he looks at you and he flaps his wings and he says twit-too.
The Old Owl. There was a wise old owl with a pointed nose and pointed ears and claws for his toes. He sits in a tree and he looks at you and he flaps his wings and he says twit-too.
Now, dear students, let's describe how an owl looks. Now, let's start the reading. The Old Owl. There is a wise old owl. T-H-E-R-E, there. I-S is a W-I-S-E, wise. O-L-D, old. O-W-L, owl. There is a wise old owl with a pointed nose. W-I-T-H, with a P-O-I-N-T-E-D, pointed N-O-S-E, nose, with a pointed nose and pointed ears. A-N-D, and P-O-I-N-T-E-D, pointed E-A-R-S, ears. There is a wise old owl with a pointed nose and pointed ears and claws for his toes. A-N-D, and C-L-A-W-S, claws. F-O-R, for. H-I-S, his. T-O-E-S, toes, and claws for his toes. He sits in a tree. H-E-E-S-I-T-S, sits. I-N, in a T-R-E-E, tree. He sits in a tree and he looks at you. A-N-D, and H-E-E-L-O-O-K-S, looks. A-T, at Y-O-U. He looks at you. He looks at you. And he flaps his wings. A-N-D, and H-E-E-F-L-A-P-S, flaps. H-I-S, his. W-I-N-G-S, wings. And he flaps his wings. And he says twit-too. A-N-D, and H-E-E-S-A-Y-S, says. T-W-I-T, twit. T-W-O-O-O, too. Okay, so here in this poem we are going to describe an owl. So let's start. The owl is old and wise too. The owl is old and wise. He is so wise. See, look at the picture. Yes, he looks like a studious student, like you. Yes, so this owl is wise. Okay. Now with a pointed nose and pointed ears too. Look at the picture again. Pointed ears. See? And pointed nose. Yes, he has pointed nose and pointed ears too. And claws for his toes. Okay, we have fingers, but he has a claws for his toes. Okay, he sits in a tree and he looks at you. See, look at the picture. He has a big eyes. See, look at the eyes. Big eyes he has. So, he sits in a tree and he looks at you. And he flaps his wing and says, "Twit-too." He flaps his wing. Yes, he flaps his wing and says, "Twit-too." So, dear students, let's revise the poem once. The Old Owl. There is a wise old owl with a pointed nose and pointed ears and claws for his toes. He sits in a tree and he looks at you and he flaps his wings and he says, "Twit-too." Now, dear students, quick answer the questions. Okay, get ready. Now, what kind of a nose did the owl have? Very good. Pointed nose. What kind of ears did he have? Yes. Ears pointed again. What did he have instead of toes? Claws. Very good. Where does he sit? In a tree. What does he say when he flaps his wing? Twit-too. Very good. So, there is a wise old owl. He has pointed ears and nose. He has claws instead of toes. He sits in a tree and then flaps his wings and says, "Twit-too." So, dear students, revise the poem with action. Okay?